ChairShotRealityWrestlingInc.com. Binge watch the entire playlist on the YouTube channel, or if you're just listening to the audio, we thank you. You're going to subscribe to Wrestling Inc. all across iTunes or whatever audio platform you prefer. I am Justin LeBar. He's Drew Springsteen. She is the queen of the silver screen, Katie Arquette. Boys and girls, it is Hell in a Cell weekend. You excited, Juice?
I'm excited.
You excited?
I mean, there's some good stuff that we're looking forward to.
You going to play WrestleRumble.com?
Maybe I will.
WrestleRumble.com? You can do better, please. WrestleRumble.com.
Anybody can do better than you.
WrestleRumble.com. Go on there, make your predictions. Each question is worth a certain amount of points, and those who get the top points get the prize money. Top prize is $500. So if you think that you can book as well or as bad, depending on your vantage point as WWE, here's your chance to prove it. So let's get into it. The battle of the days. Rusev Day versus New Day. New Day, of course, tag team champions on SmackDown. Katie, I'll start with you.
New Day, 100%.
100%? 0% for Rusev Day?
Yes.
The match 0%. Is happening on Rusev Day.
I don't care.
But it is a new day.
Big things happen. It's a new day. Yes, it is. And it's no longer Rusev Day after that. So.
It's always Rusev Day.
No.
Unless they break up.
I think Rusev Day takes the titles here because there's no reason for New Day to even have the titles. I think they only got them because Bludgeon Brothers got injured. So I think you give Rusev Day the chance, and nothing really else is happening in this fall season, so give them the titles.
Well, and you're right.
And they deserve it. They've been popular this whole year.
They do. They're popular, and WWE seems like they're finally embracing the popularity. They were kind of messing around with.
Finally.
They were messing around
with.
They
made a calendar.
Yeah, I mean, they got a calendar. The merch is doing well. Rusev was a heel for a little bit. They finally are now booking him as a face. It seems like they're finally committed to it. You mentioned it. New Day was an audible called when Eric Rowan got hurt. I think WWE's finally committed to this. I feel like they're finally committed, and you know, obviously we all know in pro wrestling titles mean investment. So what better way to show that you truly are invested in Rusev Day than getting the titles?
So that's what you think?
I do think Rusev Day is going to get this.
Right.
And WWE does not often do face versus face, especially for tag teams. So for the fact that they decided, you know,
whether the characters are or not, the crowd will be cheering for both.
Right.
Oh,
so.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a face versus face match. But so like if WWE knew, okay, New Day is going in and out of Hell in a Cell as champions, then they probably just would have put them against the bar to at least have a heel face matchup. So the fact they put Rusev Day there, a face tells me that Rusev Day is probably going to walk out. That would
There's
be
no disappointing ending. It's going to be everyone, like you said, people are going to be cheering for both. So either one, it's going to be a good match.
Katie, I think this is the one you're looking forward to the most. Charlotte defending against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, of course, with the disguised surprise attack this past Tuesday on SmackDown.
Oh, I know. That was insane. I didn't even know it was her. I was like, some fan just hit her, and then it was Becky. And the thing I love about Becky is you don't know if she's turned heel. You don't know. Like, she's just ticked the heck off, and she just wants her shot. It's been 2 years too long. That's what she said. And Charlotte, you know, she's like, oh, I'm a champion, I'm going to do it, this and that. No, Becky deserves her shot. I'm more than excited about this storyline, and I think Becky's going to take it home.
I think Charlotte retains. I think this is not the end for this Becky Lynch storyline. I will agree with you, like you said on your podcast the other day. I think that Becky gets her chance again further down the line, and we'll win it at another time.
Yeah, no matter what, I think this is not the end of the story. This has got more to it. Yeah, I'm going to, as much as I want to see Becky win, and I think she eventually will, I'm going to say Charlotte. Again, looking at all factors here as you're trying to predict for Wrestle Rumble, I don't see them not having Charlotte as a champion going to Evolution.
And again, that's what throws everything off here is you have that waiting in the wings. So everything you do here is going to be set for the next show. So not
to mention you have Melbourne, Australia, not just a few weeks away. So.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't see the storyline ending, but look at Becky and how many times she hasn't gotten it. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't everyone thinks that Charlotte's going to go into Evolution with the title? Throw a curveball, Becky takes it, and the story continues. Maybe Charlotte turns back into a heel.
And maybe Becky has to defend it in the Australia show.
Exactly, and that's why Becky, we don't know if she is a heel or if she still is a face, so she gets it, and then Charlotte ends up turning back.
Let me pose this question. This was brought up to me on my podcast, as Drew mentioned. If somebody asked about Becky's music, and that was a good question because Becky's music is super babyface type music. It's that you know, sing-along wrestling karaoke.
Come on, I don't know what it sounds like. Come
whoa, whoa. I get really excited and smile when I sing it because the Capitals play it when they go in the power play. Stanley Cup champion Capitals.
So you finally had a chance to use that.
Whoa, whoa. I don't even know what the music really means, but like it's very baby. It's very
I don't think anyone does.
It's very babyface. So like, I mean. Maybe, see, right now we have the wonderful Delaney's that have been doing our music for the last 8 years. Maybe if the Delaney's drop off of their contract, we'll get whoever did Becky's music, and we can get that kind of.
You think we have a budget for that? Might have to cut ties with me.
Just cut you back a little bit. Does she switch music? Because that it is very it's very babyface.
Change what if she wins or
I think at all. Her character's changed. Whatever you want to call her, it's changed. She's not going out there.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think
she's not going out there swinging the hair and
I don't think it's gonna happen.
No.
Yeah, I don't. I think it'll stay.
Oh, that's a fail by CFO then if they don't make some music.
Well, if that's who made their music, there's no way we're getting them to do any music for us.
I don't know if it's them. I'm just speculating.
I don't know. We can get Jim Johnson now.
He is free.
There you go.
I think we should have Jim Johnson, and we should have next year at WrestleMania. We should have a wrestling fan karaoke at a bar, but have Jim Johnson. We'll cut ties with you. We'll pull some money out. Pay Jim
I'll
Johnson.
show up and I'll just be a guest.
Pull Jim Johnson out there. Have him. How great would that be to have play like Triple H's The Game music? He's about to sing that.
I mean, if you could do it, I think it'd be pretty cool.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Entrance music karaoke.
Right?
You know how many people would do that?
They would do it.
That would be a blast.
In New York.
You can do Becky's because you did it so well.
Whoa. All right. Ronda Rousey is talking about music. They paid the money that they needed to get. What was it, Joan Jett that does this?
Yeah.
Yes. Whatever.
Wow, you really like that song.
I hate the song.
Becky, yes.
Why?
Ronda,
I don't know.
no.
You don't even know why you hate it.
I just something about it.
I don't think it fits.
I don't think it fits as it's not a theme song.
No, it's not a theme song. I think it worked at the beginning, but now it's like
when Punk used Cult of Personality by Living, that worked. But this
like a theme or a wrestling theme song. This is just a theme song.
Yeah, what's the name of the song?
It's my generation.
My generation.
Yeah, I think it is
my generation.
I don't know.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
I could see though. I could see though. Speaking of women in music, I could see Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" for next year's Mania and it being Ronda and Charlotte.
Oh, well,
yeah. I think it's a specific entrance music. I don't think it's an all the time entrance music.
Well, anyways, Ronda Rousey and her bad music by Joan Jett. Sorry, Joan, if you're watching. Ronda Rousey's bad.
I don't think you have anything to worry about there.
You never know.
Good song,
Sometimes
just
you
not
do.
for.
We are
not
seen
for
in
Ronda.
over 20 countries right now.
Okay.
Regularly watching. Thousands of people in 20 countries right now. You don't know if it's Joan. Joan Jett could have a cousin somewhere in India watching us right now.
All right.
India's very good to us. Hi, India. Ronda Rousey and her bad music versus Alexa Bliss.
I think Ronda Rousey's going to stay champion for a very long time.
Oh, yes.
Definitely into Evolution, so I see no way Alexa wins this. But I don't think that Alexa will have her last shot at Ronda either. I think she'll have another shot at eventually while she's champion at least.
I think it'll come to an end, the storyline. I think Ronda will retain and Alexa and her will just kind of simmer, but Alexa will eventually get her redemption.
I'll be watching this match. Again, I agree with you guys. I don't see any way Rousey drops. I can't figure out when Rousey's going to drop it at all, as you and I talked about last week. But I will be watching this match because I'm expecting this is going to be the most selling that Rousey's going to have to do because the story of her going in is that she's been injured at this point. So she had to do some selling this past week.
She's going to have the ribs taped like DDP?
She should.
All right, maybe she will.
She should
Work it.
But this is going to be the most selling she's going to have to do. So this is going to be a different layout of a match. The past matches she's had, it's been very dominant. Ronda Rousey. This is going to be a little bit more her.
Although I think her selling has been pretty good.
I thought it was good this past Monday.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
hopefully it gets elevated.
But it's interesting watching somebody not only because of how new to this she is, but again because she's selling for Alexa Bliss, who is the size difference. So
Right.
Yeah,
Watch
she's
that.
5 feet of fury.
she is 5 feet of fury. All right, and finally, last one here for this segment. Let's talk about the mixed tag match. One of the main events you could look at in this match, and it is Daniel Bryan and wife Brie Bella up against the Miz and Maryse. This can't be the end of this, I can't imagine.
No, and I think Miz and Maryse get the victory. I think specifically Miz and Bryan get into some sort of thing on the outside of the ring, and Maryse gets the pinfall.
Maryse gets the pin.
So then you have double the dose of, well, we beat the other one, and we're not going to let you have this match. And it's just going to be an ongoing thing. I think this is going to go for a long time. Maybe they'll have another good type of match at Survivor Series between Bryan and the Miz, and maybe again Mania next year is where they're going to go with it.
That's true. I can agree with that. It'll just lead up to WrestleMania. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of back and forth. I agree with Juice. I think like the obvious one is the Miz and Maryse, and Maryse gets the pinfall. The guys are out. They want to see the girls get in there. But I think it'll continue all the way to WrestleMania. That'll be the big storyline. The two these people have been the spotlight for the last couple of weeks.
Well,
and maybe, sorry to interrupt, and then you have at Evolution, maybe, if Maryse is the one to do it, maybe have Maryse versus Brie in a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Which is, of all the matches that are going to be there that aren't storyline-based with, Legends returning and whatnot, you could have a storyline-driven match there. That wouldn't hurt.
Well, this thing could definitely
And then Brie could get that win at that show.
This thing could definitely keep going because obviously if Bryan and Miz were able to carry a feud for so long when Bryan wasn't able to wrestle, I mean, they could easily let this keep going. And I mean, all the mixed tags we have, again, we could have Bryan, Brie, Rusev Lana versus Miz, Maryse, Almas, and Vega at Survivor Series if you really wanted to to let this string out. So yeah, I think the heels have to win this. I would say it would be good for Maryse. She's the least credible out of the 4 of these because she has the least amount of in-ring time.
And you're the least credible out of us.
What?
Yeah.
The least
Agreed.
The least credible.
No,
Maryse needs. This would be good for Maryse to get a pinfall.
Yeah, that's why.
Yes.
That's why I said.
Yes.
Yes or no? Brie Bella suicide dies in this match.
I hope not.
Yes, she'll do it. She'll do it.
God.
She'll do it.
I'll be honest. If I
She's
had,
making her comeback. She has to do a suicide dive.
after the 2 blunders she had a couple weeks ago on Raw, I don't know if I mean, and she commented on it to Yahoo Sports. She said she's 10. First off, she says she's 10 pounds heavier because she's had a kid just recently, and that and that she didn't have enough momentum, and she learned what her body can and can't do right now. And
What
what
did
she
she
has to
learn
change.
after that first
Where
one
the
and the
hell?
second one?
Where the hell is she 10 pounds heavier?
I don't.
She's like they eat like she's like vegan. She like doesn't eat. I mean, she's 10 pounds heavier. She looks.
But what
I mean, she looks good. Don't get me
She
wrong.
learned
But
from whatever, but she didn't learn from that first attempt or that second attempt to just not do it.
She'll feel it out. She'll call it in the ring. It'll be fine. It'll work out.
It's a big stage.
I don't know if suicide dive over unders on WrestleRumble.com or not, but we encourage you again to go to WrestleRumble.com, play that, and compete against us. It's a lot of fun. It'll make your Sunday night that much more enjoyable as you watch Hell in a Cell on the WWE Network, $9.99 only. All right, we got Eyes of Eisenberg coming up, plus we got the rest of the Hell in a Cell card that we will touch on here in studio at Point Park University in downtown Pittsburgh. Don't go anywhere.